Can I just explain Flav's thought process there? He's gone panic, Norway, Spurs, Norway players, Stefan Everson.
That's so true. That's exactly what I did.
Hey, do you like wolf tits? I do.
Yeah. Wolf tits. Wolf tits. In what part of the internet are people sending them?
So proud of this. So proud of this.
It is. It's the best thing in the world. Dangerous animals in New South Wales.
We should start the pod in a minute.
Sydney funnel web spider.
Is that your favourite?
I don't know. I'm not really. I like snakes. I'm thinking of getting a snake, Jim.
Don't be that guy.
What do you mean that guy?
Just don't be that guy.
What guy's that guy?
He's got a sleeve tattoo, and there's snakes. Don't be that guy.
We're
starting the podcast now. I'm starting on that. I'm thinking of getting a snake.
I might be that guy. There's nothing wrong with that guy. He's a
You're
good
wearing.
guy.
Right, hang on. No, you can be whoever you want to be, right? But if you want to be the guy who I'm thinking of getting a snake and gets a snake and has a sleeve tattoo and wears a headband, you can be that guy if you want to be that guy. I'm just telling you, you are that guy now.
James, you need to be more comfortable in your skin and care less about what other people think.
Shed your skin, like the snakes that you love.
You know, like you're sitting there, you're all puffy because you just got up, recording this at 9 a.m.
That's a shame. That's a shame. Didn't need to go there. I was thinking, will he go there? Is he just going to be? Is he a class act? No.
How long does it take you the puffiness to go down? That's what I want to know. Because I've seen you sometimes 11 o'clock in the morning and it's still a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it is pot luck. Some days you just wake up and it's just a bit of puff there. Worse over the winter, but thanks for bringing it up. Yeah, I look forward to seeing your snake in the middle of the pog. If we weren't turning off enough people as it was, it's going to be you with your sleeve tattoo, just going. They're just beautiful creatures. Shut up. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the James and Flav for Now podcast. We were chatting to our patrons there. Some are from Australia, and this was a perfect one because we've got to do it a little bit earlier today. And we were talking about spiders, and my wife, who I had to let her know that she is a murderer. She is a murderer.
You're gonna out her on the pod.
But she killed a spider. Although, bless her, she had the sort of guilt within her to reveal it after initially going, I was scared of a spider and it went down the sink, and then when 20 minutes later she went, I killed it. And so she had that guilt, which is great, but I did have to go, you're a murderer, you've killed that spider.
If I was there, I'd say I'm looking down on you right now.
Yeah,
looking down on you.
I'm just disappointed. Welcome back to the podcast. It's a sort of a football podcast, which everyone knows. The comment section, by the way, is on flames this week. We just got it. It's beautiful. Now, obviously, I've had to set up the podcast and get the running order done between the hours of 8 and 9 a.m. Okay, so other bits of football stuff? No, not this week. Not the one for you. We've got derby games. Don't worry about that. And from there, will be a vehicle to talk about football. But the comment section was so good. I want to go through them and I want to enjoy them. We've got an update from Sunny. Finally.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
It's Sunny or the Tree.
The Sunny or the Tree saga has a new chapter. Is it the final chapter? You'll find out at the end of the podcast. We've got a man with a spoon. I'll be revealing today as well.
Okay.
We've got some great comments. We've got some bizarre calm takes, and it's going to be great fun. Okay, so that's the important thing.
Now that you've said that, you're doing the. Can I read the first one out? The top comment from last week.
So yeah, we can get straight into quote of the pod. Yeah, sure.
Let me just read this out because he's probably on there anyway. Because this has been an ongoing thing between us two since we met. Pretty much, our working relationship does work a bit like this. Jim's a kid. This is Brian Glover. Jim's a kid that does all the work in school group presentations. Flav just shows up and gets the grade.
Yeah.
So it is. That is true. That is true.
How are you seeing that?
What do you mean?
How
I'm
did
looking on YouTube comments.
Oh, right, you are looking at because that is in the running order. So one of the comments of the week, is 119 likes on this, which means it's true.
How do they know?
What do you mean? How do they know? Do you know? Here's a great example of how they know. Right, I got up with my puffy eyes, and I from 8 to 1, I was like, I've got to get the running order because I've got to go because the Derby Games tweet is getting. It's such a reflection of of this podcast, right? I'll show you. Hopefully, I can show you guys the. Hang on. Actually, I won't be able to show you, but the tweet, right, to show how niche this podcast is. So for those of you who watch and love this podcast, congratulations, okay? Because you do love it, but there's not many of you, because on the Twitter, that tweet, which is like, right, are there any Derby games this weekend? It's got 72 comments and 73 likes. So it's like it's only the people that love the pod and get the pod are going, I'm committed to this, I'm going to help out, and I'm also going to like it. Everyone else is ignoring it. It's hilarious.
72 replies is not bad for any tweet though.
No, of course not. But I found that funny that like there's like no like the likes and the comments are exactly the same. Normally it's not like that, is it? It's good.
No, it's not like that. But I want to know is how do people know that?
Oh, sorry. Of course they know, because I think there was a story that you'd said the week before. There was something like that. I think that's why they were saying it. There's some replies to that comment as well. Luke Scanner saying Flav is a vital cog in the Jaffa machine, produces gold dust when called upon, which is I think is bang on. That's fine. James and Flav community page, but the whole pod reminds me of a cringy American high school movie where the nerd and the jock befriend each other, so the nerd can teach the jock how to get good grades, and the jock teaches the nerd how to be one of the cool kids. So what? I'm the nerd, am I? You're the jock with your snakes. What?
That isn't a fair reflection on either of us. I think I get where you're coming from, and I get it. Like out of the two of us, I am the
Yeah, you are pretty cool.
But no, we're both the cool guys.
Yeah. In the chat there, Sonny saying, Sonny, who we're going to be hearing from later, excited. We can get his live reaction to the comment that he actually put in last week, but I saw it too late. Man with a spoon, find me another podcast that has ever used those words in that order. Exactly. Then McSlash went, he'll get the grade. He's talking about the analogy. Josh Brownless. This I like. James is the Paul Scholes. He makes everything tick. And Flav is the Berbatov. He does very little, but when he does something, it's often special and often something to be remembered. That's class. Nice. Very, very good. But yeah, the example of that is I've got up with my puffy eyes, 8 till 9, get the running order. I just about got it done within time, and I was thinking, well done, Jim. I checked my WhatsApp. What do I read? I read Flav saying, I had to restart my PC.
I've had a nightmare morning too.
Okay.
All right, I had to take the kids in. They were late.
That's fair.
I was rushing. I nearly crashed my car.
Yeah. Lots going on. Okay.
But there's nothing this week that can take me off of the cloud that I sit upon.
Yeah,
because this is, this is the week where Tottenham beat the Scum in the Tottenham versus the Scum derby.
Yes, which you've really pushed. You pushed it on the kickoff, I noticed. Yeah, it is no more the North London derby.
There is no such thing.
Yeah, if you're going to name a derby, doesn't there have to be some form of neutrality in it? Because when I go through the derby games, if there's one where it's just like, they're shit and we're good, then I'm not going to read that out. So no, that's fine. I think you need to think of a better one.
No, I don't. I've decided this is what I want to call it. So you can make your own one up if you want. But that's my name for it.
Fair enough. When can't be asked to fight you on that one. I'll be honest.
Tottenham versus the Scum. The day Tottenham play the Scum. That's it.
Okay, right. Flav.
I bought a new pair of trainers.
Brilliant. God, it's like talking to a child. Oh, it was the ones we spoke about on the Patreon.
Jeez, son, is it?
Yeah, sweet licks. That's what we used to call them, licks, back in the day.
Licks.
Yeah. Do you want to answer this for me? Like, give me a structure. Do you want derby games, comments, calm takes, birds and that, or do you want comments then derbies? Do you want comments then derbies, or derbies then comments?
Should we do the derbies first, because then people who like the football stuff.
Yeah, and then we'll say, right, guys, that's it. Off you
No
go.
more football.
Everyone leave.
No more.
No more. Okay.
Unless you want to stick with us through this, fuck
All right.
off.
Okay.
You've had your football.
Fair enough. Right, let's do it then. So, knock, knock, knock. Who's there? Derby Games. It's all week. Right, I've got one.
Big one.
I've actually got one.
Me, please, Jim.
Okay.
Thank you.
So yeah, you're in a cloud of loveliness. Describe this cloud. Describe this cloud for me.
It's a cloud where everything good happens, but in a very kind of deliberate, quite boring way. You know.
Yeah. But ultimately, you are still plodding along to where you want to be, and thus,
yeah, we are. It's a
happy.
slow plod to the league title. That's what I'm aiming for. It was just great, wasn't it? The thought, like I've spent literally, I don't know how much money I've made for Robbie this week on ad revenue on his YouTube channel, but I just cannot stop watching it. So obviously it's a bit cheeky, but the easiest way to get likes and retweets on Twitter is to clip up a bit of when they post it on
He's
your
honest.
Twitter.
He's honest.
Yeah, post it on Twitter with the little injection sign, inject it into me.
Yeah.
You're guaranteed 1,500 likes, just like that. And it is funny. It is funny. Do you know that we had a video that's watched 90,000 times
On Twitter, but it's not you, it's AFTV.
Yes.
Yeah. So okay, yeah, it's amazing. We had some fire analogies in the Patreon podcast this week. Link is in the description. Where I'll give you the basis of the analogy, but not the gold of it. But you can go back and enjoy it if you become a patron. What was it? It was the idea was that what was it? It was Harry Kane was a smooth operator who walked into a pub and then did something to an Arsenal fan. That was our analogy of the North London derby. Yeah, it's so funny. Right, derby games. Let's get into it. It sound like that. It sound like that. Right, Mark 88. Man United versus Man City. Big game this week. Flav, huge
massive,
one.
Massive. I'm looking forward to it because Ollie will come out.
Yeah,
He's done Guardiola before.
We're going early on Manglu. Let's get some Manglu out there. For those of you who don't know, we are completely behind Solskjaer within this podcast. Outside of it, I will tear apart his tactical decisions after games. But within this podcast, not here, not in this room. No,
we're not interested in people flip-flopping about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, right? We're here to back him to the hill until they win the Premier League trophy, right?
Yeah.
Or he's sacked. Until that point, when he's sacked and he fucks off back to Norway to manage one of their football clubs that they
yeah. Name one.
Rosenborg.
God, you're a 90s child.
Rosenborg. Is it? You remember them? They're in
Rosenborg. Yeah.
Rosenborg. Or Mild.
Can I just explain Flav's thought process there? He's gone panic. Norway players. Stefan Everson.
That's so true. That's exactly what I did. I was like, yes, come on.
Rosenborg are in the Champions League a bit.
How you fucking know me so well.
Do.
Yeah, so until if Man United win the league, we'll back him. And look, if you look at it, right, they've got a game in hand against Burnley.
Hang on a minute. Carry on.
Because if they win that game in hand,
sure,
by 13 goals,
it's on.
Then they could go third. They could go third in the league. Honestly, though, if they did win that game in hand, they'll be above Leicester, and everyone's like, "Oh, Leicester, aren't they good?"
It's a fair point you make there. It's a fair point. Look at sixth. Sixth, nearly in the playoffs. You know, if they were in the Championship, they'd be in the playoffs right now, and everybody would be buzzing, wouldn't they? So let's remember that. Firstly, secondly, yeah, get that victory. If Southampton, lose a game or draw a game, you're up to fifth, climbing. The
thing is, Man United fans, what's happening is, I think a lot of them, they're like, right, well, he's all right. We've given him a grace period, and he's winning. He's winning games. He's 9 on the bounce away from home, a record. Not even Alex Ferguson.
He's a record-breaking manager. That's a fact. You can say that sentence, and it's true.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer holds the most consecutive away wins in the Premier League, more than Alex Ferguson. Does a poor manager do that consistently?
I don't think so.
They've won 4 on the bounce in the Premier League. 4 on the bounce. That is incredible form, unless I've got the form the wrong way around. I have 4 on the bounce. So what are you complaining about? All right, sorry, you went out against Leipzig, the best team, narrowly the best team in Germany. But no, it's not good enough. They're just thinking Pochettino. That's what they're thinking. And let me tell you something.
Go on
about that plate-faced fraud.
Plate-faced fraud.
It's very round, isn't it?
Looks like the moon, doesn't it? He looks like the moon.
No, look, Pochettino lost games like that all the time. I just don't think Solskjaer is fashionable, so he doesn't get the credit he deserves because he looks like a goblin. And I think that's genuinely the crux of this issue.
Finally, someone said it.
I would rather watch a Man United game, hands down. I would rather watch a Man United game than I would a Manchester City game. Manchester City are the most boring team in the world. You're like, Man City versus Fulham. Oh yeah, I can't wait to sit down and not watch the fuck out of that game.
They give you a chance, don't they? They give you a chance, Man United. That's the thing. The problem is they give you a chance, but it's not based on because they're so free flowing. It's because they go. They've just woke. It's like they've just woken up as the game starts, and they're like, no, I will. I'm gonna. No, I'll win it. I'll win the Premier League game in a minute. And it gets to half time. They get a coffee, and then the second half go right. Let's get started.
Who did they just beat? By the way, it was West Ham.
They beat West Ham. They were so bad in the first half. I've honestly not seen a performance that bad until Wednesday, until Tuesday. No, when was it?
They were that bad, but the second half they could have had 6 goals. They had about 4 1-on-1s. They tore them apart, and this is a West Ham team that's played really well this year.
Mark88 says Man United versus Man City is the unsackable derby. Is this the unsackable derby? Because Guardiola, right? Because there's a few actually. I've got a few derbies here, but I'll come back to that. Ali, who I know will be delighted he's got in the derby games, he always steps up. United versus City they got quality players and play good football, but it's just not clicking at the moment, as told by cliche radio pundits with zero preparation. Derby.
That's me, pretty much.
Yeah. So thoughts on Man United and Man City? It's just not clicking, is it? It's just not clicking. Jack Johnson, Man United versus Man City is the manager's preferred playing in the Champions League in the 90s rather than managing it now. And just another football podcast, which is a very good podcast. I was listening to it the other day. I don't know who does it, but I don't know what their names are, but it's a really good podcast. So check it out. Just another football podcast. Man United versus Man City is the are we having a bad season derby? So 2 big questions there, Flav. First of all, is there any way that any of those 2 guys will get sacked ever? More so Solskjaer this year. And secondly, are they having a bad season? Because United aren't a million miles off, but they have gone out of the Europa League.
They've got to go to the Europa League, yeah. I mean, depends how you... in recent years, Man United are about par, aren't they? The only time they've got anywhere close to winning the title was when Jose Mourinho had them. And even then, they were never really close.
Shouldn't have left, really, should he?
He wasn't respected, isn't he? Not like he is at Spurs. The players are bought in. They didn't play too many egos in that dressing room. We're a very humble team, humble squad. We're just like, yes, Jose, what do you want us to do? Win the games, all right then. Don't concede goals, okay. So
they're like their players are like Jose walks into a room and he's gone like that, and they're gone. What's that? Gaffer? He went, the key to success. You're gonna have to listen to me though, don't? Absolutely fine.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the Man United dressing room, it's like, hold on, what's that? Oh right, yeah. Let me just do an Instagram.
yeah. Hang on a minute. I'm just doing my Insta. Right. No. I'm going. No, but they are going. No, I'm coming out. I'm coming out for training. I'm coming. No. I'm coming out. Ollie, just a minute. And Ollie hasn't got there. Although, or maybe he does. I don't know. I don't know who. I don't know what my opinion is now because I'm supposed to stick by him, aren't I?
Ollie's in the changing room, and he's just on it as well. He's like, yeah.
He said, "What, a phone? What's a phone then?"
Hey. He's like, Ollie got a social does this. Sniffs his phone all the time.
That's what a weird thing to say.
He goes, I'm just going to call my mum.
What are you on about? Is it because he's just got it out of his pocket?
No, it's just he looks at
I don't know what to say to that.
I don't know.
Just a bit of fun. It's early. It's early. Are they having a bad season? I think they probably are, aren't they? They probably are. Let's be honest. But it could all work out.
Yeah. City are. Do you not just wish that like City, you know what I said about him being boring and stuff, and Pep Guardiola's like just a boring person, isn't he? Boring. Like everything he's done is just boredom. Even watching Spurs not attack at all and not want the ball is more entertaining than just watching Pep Guardiola's Barcelona and Pep Guardiola's Man City. Oh, we've got good players. There you go. Give them another one. We cross it. Nah. Just back. Let's just pass this game to sark the soul out of it. That's all it is. KDB, what do you want? Can you just pass it 10 yards, please? That's it.
Yeah.
Right.
Stop. Everyone stop. What was that?
Stop.
That was a 40-yard pass outside my boot into the path of a running attacker. Less of that, please. Here's a question for you there. Right, Spurs win the league, right? How boring do Spurs need to play but still win the league for it to be disappointing for you? Because obviously, gasping for a trophy, right? But just go down. How bad does Spurs have to play for you to go for you to have won the title? And me going, Flav, you've done it. You've won it. You've won a fucking trophy. And you go, yeah, guess. How bad they got to play? Open your mind to that.
I'd happily watch us play like Wimbledon in the 80s if it meant we were winning the league.
Really?
Nothing would sully that. Nothing. Like we can find a new manager afterwards.
Just 1-0 wins from long balls where Harry Kane's just had a look at the defender quickly off his back, backed into him, won a foul, and then a goal from that set piece. 1-0 after about 5 minutes, and so Mourinho then goes, "Why would I attack? We're 1-0 up," and you do that for the rest of the season. Would you still be happy?
Yeah, absolutely. Why? It's not even a good question, Jim. It's a poor question.
Right.
You're asking me whether or not there's anything that can stop me from enjoying winning this league, and the answer is no. Obviously not. Okay. We can have tons of exciting managers later after we've done this. If we can do it,
right? Right, I've got you. So right, it's not even an achievement anymore. You just want to rip the plaster off. It could be as painful. It could be as painful as you want. Right?
It's not painful, is it? Winning games, it's never painful. Not look. There was one fan base out of Spurs and Arsenal's at the weekend that was in pain, and it definitely wasn't ours. And they played some nice football, didn't they? They passed it around.
Popped it about. Well, yeah. Here's my
created nothing.
Here's my derby game, the pure maths derby. So Arteta, I don't know if it was last week. I missed it, but I've sort of spotted it now, and I worry. And without trying to get too graphic with my analogies, if pure maths, those two words could be the noose around Arteta's managerial reputation, if that was a neck, of course, because they've got Burnley this week, which is on a more jovial note, is the according to Just Another Football Podcast, that's Just Another Football Podcast. If you put the first 4 letters of our names together, you get what you have from a spicy curry, Arseburn. But more importantly, where is it? I haven't put it in there. Basically, where is it? Oh, that's so annoying. I've lost it. The Arsenal Burnley game is it's the pure mass derby because you got percentage football Burnley generally, right? And then you've got Arteta with his ideas on crossing, the amount of crosses in the last couple of games that they've put in there. And he says that it's pure maths. Don't worry about it. As long as we get the crosses in, I know my thoroughbreds, Aubameyang and Lacazette, are going to get their head on the end of it. Now, I'm not sure that's the best thing to say when you've been brought in after being the understudy of Man City, where they pippity pop it, and you're coming and saying, "Just cross it in, lads, cross it in." And you said earlier this week on the Patreon podcast, you said, James, we know nothing. But I mean, it feels like Arteta's simplified it a little bit there. Go, just get the bloody crosses in, lads. Whip it in. We had a Sunday League manager. Who went, guys, guys, what we've got to do is get the ball, play out wide, cross it in, score a goal. And that's essentially what Arteta's saying.
Yeah, but that would be fine if his tactics were, and the amount of crosses that came in was ridiculous. It kind of felt like they just lost the plot in the end. There was very little direction. But you need a target man. You need centre forward, proper centre forward, not Lacazette and Aubameyang. Aubameyang's like one of in terms of winning a duel with Dyer or Alderweireld, is never going to do it. He's too weak. He's too small. It's not his game. Pace and burning defenders up is his game. Giroud would be perfect.
If Giroud would be perfect, or this could be a scouting mission for Arteta this week. He sees Chris Wood. Chris Wood would be great. Chris Wood would be very good for a top 5 side, because sometimes you need that. Sometimes you do need to just whip a cross in, and Chris Wood get on the end of it.
Is there any way that Burnley go down so we can just get rid of them for forever?
Oh, that was it. That was another derby for us. Like, we used to be fighting for the top 6, and now we're fighting for to stay out the bottom 6 derby. Arsenal-Burnley. Tough times, isn't it? Really tough times for the lads in the pure match derby.
Are they going to want it up them?
No, not want it. Of course, they're not going to want it, but are they going to be ready for it? Up them.
I mean,
very different.
If you're Arsenal, there's nothing worse than seeing Ashley Barnes. Is it Ashley Barnes or Harvey Barnes? We're getting mixed up. Ashley Barnes. And Chris Wood. Ooh. And Burnley's 4-4-2. Just lumping it at them. Like, honestly, when we played them, as soon as they go long to Chris Wood, you're like, well, we're not winning that. Yeah, we're not going to win that one.
You know that feeling when you've you've done all the bits you got to do, and then you finally get to sit down on the sofa, and then whoever it might be, I'm not saying it's my wife, it could be, says you've left the door open, and you go, because you've got to get up and do it, and it's a slog. You'll give it a go, and you probably do it, but it's a slog, and that is the exact feeling that every Arsenal player is going to feel when the ball goes out after 3 minutes, about a quarter of the way into their own half, and Phil Bardsley gets on the ball and puts it underneath his shirt and starts to dry it up because he's about to chuck in a bomb. And that's what, and all the Arsenal players are going, all right, here we go. We're going to have to get through this. This is a tough one for Arsenal, you know. They'll smell blood, Burnley, for sure.
Yeah, it is a tough one. I don't like the talk of Allegri potentially taking over Arteta, so I'm now hoping for like a mini resurgence from Arsenal. Not too much, obviously,
right,
but enough to keep him in the job. What sort of result? What's the minimum result Arteta can get against Burnley to take the pressure off him?
Yeah,
what's the minimum.
We said last week how many games on the trot, because it's the game that we like to play on the pod, how many games on the trot as a manager got to lose their job, and we said 5 at the time, and a couple of people in the comments are saying 5's way too much. There's a couple more and they're in deep trouble.
How many have they got at the moment? Got it here. They've lost 2, they lost 3 of their last 4.
Okay,
so if they lost against, if they lose against Burnley, if they draw against Burnley, I think they'll lose against Southampton following Wednesday, tough game. Mm-hmm. Then they've got Everton away.
Yeah.
Then they've got Chelsea. Yeah. And then Brighton away.
I think they've got Chelsea on Boxing Day.
Tough. It's hard to see him getting out of this. Do you think?
No, I think he'll be fine. I think he'll get out of it, but I think it's a slog for sure. Like I did a video earlier this week. I was chatting to you before I made it, and he basically he needs to rely on the kids, just like build up them as players. So at least even if they're rubbish, you can sell them. Yeah, well, yeah, they're in a bind. Let's put it that way. There's a couple of calm takes that were kind of revolving around Arsenal and Spurs from last week. Owen Charles, I never ever comment on YouTube videos, but I need to give a calm take. Don't put the word need in there. Don't put the word. It's already not a calm take. It's not calm when you say need. Okay. Yeah. Be careful, Owen. As an Arsenal fan who just got to the discussion of Arteta's future, I think you're being kind saying he could be gone after 5 games. I think if things don't change suddenly, Arteta could be gone by Christmas. The only thing keeping him in a job at this stage is our Europa League performances. Do you? Surely there's going to be a all English quarter-final, semi-final, or final.
It's 5 teams in. Is it 4 plus Rangers?
Wow. I would love, because I watched Goldbridge. You know I love Goldbridge. He's so good.
Everyone loves Goldbridge.
Yeah. It was interesting, actually. I watched Howson as well, and Howson was going, if you're blaming Solskjaer, you're being stupid. And his point was that Pogba did what he did in terms of Mino Raiola coming out with those comments. And so he believes that Solskjaer, well, he says there's a very good chance that Solskjaer didn't play Pogba because of those comments coming out as some sort of like disciplinary action, right?
Could you undermine you?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Someone needs to give him a slap, don't they? Not Pogba, the agent.
The agent. Yeah, I'll definitely.
Why? There must be some proper nutty. Actually, I'm not going to promote this. Don't worry.
No, don't. All right, let's keep moving. Whereas then I went on United Stand, and he was going big on Solskjaer in terms of how he got it wrong. I also agree. I thought he kind of got it wrong, because even if, say, he's left Pogba out because of those things that are being said, you're cutting your nose off to spite face. Like, he should have played him if he was going to play him. So what I was saying in my video was that there was a blueprint of how to beat Leipzig. Like, they won 5-0, and they played a back four to get around the press, go around side, and they played Pogba as like a ball carrier in there to get themselves out of trouble as well. And then in this game, they played 3 at the back and didn't play Pogba. And so he either did that because he was being stupid or because he was being stubborn. Either way, they're now out of the Europa League when there was a blueprint that was there for them to use.
Champions League, yeah.
What was my point? Oh, yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was it. Goldbridge then kind of, what he does brilliantly, Rory does it very well as well, on the kickoff. He does these sort of like little, yes, I'm semi-oblivious, but I am digging out Arsenal or whoever the club may be. It's beautiful to watch, to be honest. And he did that he was talking about big teams, and he said Arsenal, if you want to call them a big team. And then he actually, it didn't snap, but he said, there was an Arsenal fan like digging about in the stream, and he said, you can't say anything. We're in the Europa League. I hate it. It's the M&L Cup. I don't want to be there. I hate playing Europa League football. I hate watching it, or whatever it is. He said, but you live in the Europa League. You live in the Europa League. So it did get me thinking, especially with, AFTV, United Stand, a Europa League final between Arsenal and Man United would be glorious.
Wouldn't it be? Yeah, but surely
it'd be so funny, don't you think?
I'd rather Spurs be in it.
Of course you would. But for the
that'd be more fun.
For the ability to just watch it unfold and then see the reactions of it. Like, your reaction when you lose is a little bit boring, if I'm honest.
Well, I don't remember what losing feels like.
Fair point, yeah.
But it's boring, but it's representative of 99% of football fans.
I don't get triggered by that. I'm saying, for me, I'd rather watch the fallout from United Stand Arsenal than Spurs Arsenal. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
But how good would this fallout be?
It'd be amazing. It'd be amazing because what happens is one of the teams, especially if it's the final, one of the teams doesn't just win the trophy; they get Champions League football. So if both of them finish say they both finish 5th and 6th, it'd be amazing. That'd be so much fun to watch. I wouldn't care about the game. I'd make sure I get myself completely focused and ready for it afterwards. Oh, it'd be delicious. Anyway,
when you were thinking that and thinking about Europa League finals, like for the first time in my life, and I know I'm leading myself into a situation where I'm going to be hurt because I've done it before. But for the first time in my life, I genuinely feel like it might happen this year. Like, under Pochettino, this is great. I love Pochettino. He's turned our football club around. It's great to watch Spurs. Everyone loves the manager. But it always felt like we were going to be bridesmaids all the time. It wasn't a great deal. Like, even, do you remember us talking about the Champions League final? it wasn't like, yeah, we're going to do this. It was like,
I can't believe we're here.
This.
Oh, right, yeah.
Can't believe this. Can't believe this has happened. Please, can we do this? Whereas you talk to Liverpool fans, I remember talking to Pajak, and he was like, yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. So that's the difference. Now I go into games, and I think, all right, anyone can lose a game. Obviously, it can happen.
Oh, they can lose.
Mourinho's lost lots of games, but it doesn't feel like we're going to lose games. And that's the difference. I don't know if that's hard to. It feels like that 9 times out of 10 we are going to get the result we want under Mourinho, and I've never felt that way before. I'm not saying it's exciting, but it's a level of contentment I've never felt before. Weird.
Oh, yeah, sort of level of safety, security.
I've never felt more secure.
You've never had a boyfriend this big, have you? You've never had a guy that makes you feel as safe.
Yeah, he's like.
Do you know what I mean? He's massive. You were going out with me for ages. You were going out with me for ages, and it's like, yeah, no, he's all right. You know, he's quite charming. He's like, but I'm not sure he can protect me. Now, who are you with? You're with The Rock. You're with The Rock now.
Have you ever been hugged by True Geordie?
Oh yes.
That I've never felt safer than the 5 seconds that was in his arms.
So true. But also, you feel like he could break you as well, which is again a bit like Mourinho.
And that's the nice jeopardy, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's
it's a lovely jeopardy.
He could kill me, but he's also protecting me. So
yeah,
I hope he sees this.
Yeah, I hope it is. Yeah. Can I tell you what my mum said about Geordie once? She said for a big man. She meant you can clearly see he's got very good hygiene.
All I can say is that he's always smelled great every time.
He does smell great. Which and he's always at risk really because he's generally wearing a vest.
He's fucking mad, man. It's mad out it's not mad, but his success is crazy.
Yeah, it is mad.
Everything they touch just turns to gold. It's mad.
It's great.
Mad. I mean, good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Good for them, but like mad. I wish it was me.
Sure.
Really jealous.
Good article on them actually in the Athletic this week.
Yeah, I haven't. I don't subscribe because I'm a cheap bastard. But
sure.
Don't promote them. They should be paying us to promote.
Yeah. I mean, they do enough promoting for themselves. To be fair, it was good. It was interesting. I was pleased they didn't. Because all of those bits, anything's on like fan channels or YouTubers, it's always sort of like dipped in like, how is this happening? There's not a kind of, I don't think there's ever really the true respect for it. But this article's getting closer to it, I felt. Anyway.
Yeah.
You haven't read it, so you can't say anything.
No.
Couple of other calm takes quickly. Adam Butterworth, calm take based on facts. Spurs will not win the league. Let's bring you down, Flav. Simply because 40-point swings do not typically exist in football season to season. They finished 40 points behind Liverpool last season, and that gap over one season is almost impossible to surmount. The only time it's happened in recent times is Leicester, of course. They finished 45 points behind the leaders the year before they won it. That was widely accepted to be a freak result. This is the task Spurs have here.
No, Leicester, is that finished?
Not happening. See you in May.
Adam. Is he an Arsenal fan? Don't know.
I don't.
Firstly, mind your own business. Secondly,
oh yeah, everyone, make sure you're checking in. By the way, go on.
Checking in with a point, no, not just
the point that suits my agenda.
Carry on. Not enough. Yeah. Give us stuff to talk about. 40-point swing, if I'm being pedantic, I think would mean that there were 20 points and we put 20 points past them. So it's not a 40-point swing; it's catching them 40 points. But that's I think I'm correct in saying that. It has happened before. Leicester did it, as you say, but they were much shitter. No one expected it. Spurs have invested in the first team. We've got Jose Mourinho as a serial winner. Ranieri had never done what he'd done before. So it's not exactly the same. But deep down what this is about, mate, is you're nervous. And I get it. No one wants Tottenham wants to win the league. If Manchester United win the league, Man City win the league, status quo. Everyone just goes along with it. But Liverpool, good. Oh, that's fine if they win the league because everyone's accepted already that they're the best. Spurs win the league. It's like, oh God, fuck! This is a mirror up to all of us. Because if they can do it, that means we can't do it, which means we're fucking shit. We are.
Yeah, your smile after you finished that sentence. It's so good.
we're shit. They've done it. Why can't we do it? Because we're not good enough, and they are. And that's what people don't want to see. So that's why you get these calm takes coming out. They're not calm. Underneath, he's raging. He's raging. Every 3 points we get, he's like, no, again.
Okay. Well, one calm take I thought was interesting. We don't really need to talk about it, but I just want to read it out. Josh Brownless, calm take. Calling a manager young should not be complimentary when stating their pros. Managers have a shelf life of 20 to 30 years, and with most managers lasting just a few seasons, I don't see the benefit of a young manager. Example, get Eddie Howe in. He's a good young manager. That's definitely something you've said, Flav. Hashtag Howe in. I thought it was interesting. Right, let's get through these derby games because I want to get to the comment section because it is fire this week. Right, Everton versus Chelsea is that. Oh right, Eto'o used to play for us, Derby. I completely forgotten that Eto'o played for both of them. Says Jadaville Trades. Ben Spanton Walker, who can I just give an applause to because he week in week out comes with a good one that I can chuck in here. So thank you, Ben. Crystal Palace versus Tottenham is our managers are doing good jobs, but somehow our fan base is still slightly split on them. Quick answer on that. I think Hodgson, that's certainly true. Is there anyone split on Mourinho?
It's not a split. It's because we put there are people out there that don't want him. So our friends at the Extra Inch, Windy and Nathan especially hate him. And I think it's less to do... They don't like the way he plays his football. I think they still love Poch and they don't want stepdad to come in and make their life better. They're hankering after a yesteryear. That's what I think, if I'm being dismissive.
Right.
But they understand football. They're really into the football, where I'm just like into the goals and that.
Yeah.
Into the winning. We put just into winning. We put a poll out on Twitter, and 9 out of 10 said they're happy that he was our manager. So it's not a split, but there are dissenting voices.
All right. I'd just say if the opportunity does arise, Flav, if you meet a new person, they go, "Do you like football?" You can go, "I like winning." You can say that. Right now. Okay. Enjoy it. Why or at cap THFC Fulham versus Liverpool. This just made me laugh because I pictured it in my head and I was like, yeah. Fulham versus Liverpool, Beauty and the Beast derby. If it was the managers, of course, Klopp being the Beast and Scotty Parker in a frilly dress being the Beauty. I can imagine them singing like "Tale as Old as Time." I can imagine them doing that. I think it'd be a really great film remake. Bailey Hall, Palace versus Spurs. Whose bird can balance the best on the ball on their crest derby? It's a goodie.
The eagle looks like it's going, whoa.
Yeah. Who is what? Yeah, let us know in the comments. Who is better at balancing on the ball out of those two birds?
Have we dropped the club badge thing?
I've been sitting on it for about 3 weeks because we never get to it. I've got it.
It's like the best bit. You're wasting time doing...
so sad that you've just said that sentence to me. That's the best. That's the best bit we've got. Right. Well, we'll get to that. Dennis Cregan, West Brom versus Newcastle is the who's a patron. Thanks, bro. Yeah. This would be. He's just he's just recovered from the Rona. Congratulations, everyone, on the vaccine. Excited. Margaret as well. Give her a follow. Flav said she's got a Twitter account, which is really depressing because there's no way that she's gone. Am I going to be first? I'm going to be first. I'm going to be the first one to get it. Okay, right.
She's verified.
Glenda, can you get me verified as soon as possible, please? West Brom versus Newcastle. This would be a lot more entertaining if both teams wore their home kit derby. Full chaos. That would be good. Newcastle West Brom is also the 37% possession derby.
Imagine if so much of the ball was spent in the air that both were only given
37%. Yeah, air 60. Sorry, not 53%. And Marcus Bones, last derby game this week. Leicester versus Brighton is the animals on the badge that will give you the biggest problem if they get in your bins. Derby, of course, with the Foxes taking on the Seagulls. Right.
What is your favourite bit then? If it isn't the club badge.
Probably birds in that at the moment. I've got some great man compliments. I've got a couple of commentary gripes. I've got a mad take as well.
All right. What are we cracking on then?
Let's crack on. So I have to go back to quotes of the pod. Let me get through these.
Hang on. Just if you were just here for the football, it's time for you to go.
Off you go. Thanks for coming. See you later.
Off you go. Don't do anything else other than watch this video. If you want to stay with us, you're welcome.
Yep.
If you want to hear football shit, you're done.
Yeah.
Go and watch one of James's little videos.
Yeah, So, I mean, this channel really has got it covered, and we're so close to 60k now. So hit that subscribe button if you're on your way out.
48k on the old Spurs reaction.
Yeah.
I watched it.
Did you watch it? Yeah. It was like bang, wasn't it? Come on.
What's this little nonce saying about my football club?
Yeah. Cheeky little mofo. This weird little creep. What's he saying?
Look at this fucking prick. What's his fucking arsehole saying?
This guy. I bet he's got no GCSEs. He's an absolute melon. What's he got to say?
See this guy. This guy's a wanker.
Yeah, this guy's.
Hey, come have a look at this. Look at this wanker talking about Tottenham.
Yeah, let's see what this guy, who honestly, and I mean this when I say it, I hate him. Let's see what he's got to say. Cracky little lad. Right. Quote of the pod. Let me get this out of the way. Quote of the pod from last week. If you missed last week's pod, then go check it out. It was brilliant. Mario27, his quote of the pod was, "We need someone with tactical brilliance." Steve McLaren. That was me. James and Flav community page. Quote of the week has to be something that you said, Flav. Can you remember what you said?
About dementia.
Well done. Exactly that was a test. What a relief.
I could read it, but I remember saying something about dementia.
Something like that.
I don't remember the context of it.
It's like he's got onset dementia. I love the fact that by this time next week, Flav will have completely forgotten he said it. I mean, he didn't. So everyone, good little test there. Stuart Irving. Just when I thought I couldn't like James anymore, the man pulls out poetry entitled "We're Losing the Proper Headbutt." You are welcome in Glasgow anytime, my friend. Oh, he'll headbutt and he'll win. Alex Carr, check in with focus is the equivalent of Neil Warnock's have fun being disciplined. You really did check in with focus this week. So well done to you lot. Make sure you do that once again. Check in with focus, please. And Mr. Bill Banana, Jim, I don't know. This is me apparently. I don't know why he's written this. I don't know why he's written this. I don't know. I don't think this makes good podcasting. This was with the birds and that, which we will still get to. Which you said, I swear, there was another comment. You said something along the lines of, "You sound like a bit of a cretin" to this guy from birds and that last week. But don't worry, stick around for that, please. It's great. Right, Chief of Slug commentary quiz. Matt Robson said. Oh, sorry, Tom Cribb said. You remember last week we had, first of all, Denzel was saying he wanted to police the comment section. Then Tom C, who's the original chief of police, he said, "Well, hang on a minute, I can't lose my job just like that." And we said, both put your thoughts forward and why it should be you. Neither of them did it. Thanks, guys.
Well, that tells us everything we need to know.
Yeah, but Tom Cribb says, if the Tom C and Denza are both slugs, as in patrons, get them to battle it out on a head-to-head quiz at the end. Which I think is a great idea. He's trying to get himself in there as well. Tom, we can get you in another week, but I think this needs to be a head-to-head quiz. So, next week, Tom C and Denza, if you are up for it, we want to do a quiz next week. You two go head-to-head. Whoever is the better fan gets to, or knows more about football, becomes Chief of Slugs. Okay?
Good. Yep.
This is a really good comment. I found this really funny because there was a bit of policing in the comments. So Matt Robson said this video idea, caps lock. Ranking every team's sub. Rate each team's most used substitute in a tier list. Which I'll be honest, I'm probably not going to do that, Matt. But thank you for the opinion. But then the comments below it made me laugh. So Mr. Nathan Mister, very niche tier list idea. In a very niche YouTube channel. I like it. Then Johnny Boy got stuck in and said, "I'm not sure why you think your opinion on the idea is relevant here. Who even are you? Just some random guy on the internet. What have you won?" What have you won? Now, I don't know if Johnny Boy's like, he's just like feeling a bit cheeky there. He's lost his head. He's lost his head. I feel like he's lost his head.
Mental in the comments.
So then Mr. Nathan Mister, who'd actually said quite a nice comment before that, said, "Who's taken the jam out of your donut?" McSlash weighed in with less of that, as did Daniel Lightfoot, as did Tom Cribb, as did Denzer, who got there a little bit late as well, which is another mark on your book, Denzer.
Do you know what, as well? He had Johnny in the end to set himself apart.
Less of that,
It's not about you.
Less about Johnny.
You.
Yeah, exactly. So they came in steaming, which was great. But I like Johnny's comment after that. Johnny went, "I'm speaking the truth. What has he won exactly?" I loved it. And what I want to get to is I want to talk about that.
I want to get to what has he won. I want to know what the keys won.
So first of all, Matt Robson, let us know what you have won, if you have won anything, and then we can talk about that. But I'm intrigued about, that's such a kind of such a heavily used part of a debate. Is you won nothing? You haven't won, like, well, yeah, but what have you won? I love that. Like,
have you won?
And so, what are your thoughts? I would like, as a general rule, in a debate, you're not allowed to use that. But what have you won? I think that shouldn't be allowed to be used anymore.
You're not allowed to use it in context of football. But I think asking someone outside of football what they've won is perfectly acceptable.
Yeah.
Like, the key thing to come out of this is asking what's the guy's name.
Matt Robson, what have you won, mate? Come on,
let us know what you won. Let us know in the comments below, and we'll definitely 100% read it out next week what you've won.
Yeah.
Shut Johnny up.
There were so many good comments this week. I love this one from Michael Meyer. Really, really interesting. Checking in, long-time listener, first-time commentator. Calm take. 9.50 a month is fantastic value for Patreon. Love the pod. Links in the description, guys, if you want to get involved, just to say.
It doesn't cost £9.50.
I don't think it is £9.50. I think it's cheaper than that, actually. I don't know.
Michael. Unless, is there some sort of commission that they put on top?
I hope not. Let us know, actually.
So as far as we're concerned, it doesn't cost £9.50.
Hang on.
Or is that dollars? Is it? No, maybe is that euros? Is that euros?
Euros.
Right.
The bloody Euros have done us again. Well, anyway, you're detracting from the really good comment. Jad Hadir. Hey, lads. Checking in, doing all right. I'm not a good footballer by any means, but sometimes my classmates would invite me to play when they needed numbers. At one point, when picking the squads, they split the teams and were like, "Nah, we'd be too strong. We'll just take Jad. That'll even it out." That's really. There's no context to this. I just thought we need to highlight it.
Because it is like everybody knows. We've all played football at school, right? And you pick your teams, and the fairest way to do it is you have two captains, and you have one pick each. And man,
I've been there.
The two kids that are left, if they don't know you, it's fine, because how do they know how well you're going to play? They don't want to take a gamble. Do we gamble on him?
Yeah.
How does he walk? Let's see him run.
Yeah. How was he kicking in the circle?
Yes. But just that being the kid who wants to play doesn't have it and just can't, get involved and he's always picked last. It's tough. I still wouldn't pick him. He'd have to go last. He's got to win.
Yeah.
But I did feel for the kids.
Yeah, because you don't like football. You like winning. So Jad, hang in there. Work on your first touch, maybe. Alfie Beezer Collis. Just checking in. Been watching since Ball Street days, thanks to a friend that I sadly don't see as much, who recommended you guys to me. His name is Ruben Barnett. Would be great to see if he still watches. I just thought this was great. So Ruben Barnett.
Yep.
If you still watch, Alfie's just shouting you out, mate.
It's like that strangers on a train thing, isn't it? I saw this dark, handsome bloke with a red Mac on. I really wanted to. Oh, so I'll leave it there.
Yeah, leave it there.
It'd be great if you two could sort of meet up again, and then you could meet up, go for a pint with a meal, and take a picture.
Yeah.
And send it in to us.
And if you've been recommended,
bring these guys back together, guys. If anyone's been recommended the podcast by someone else that they don't really see that much, and they just want to kind of go, are you both still meeting on this train that is the Jaffin podcast? Then get it in the comments. We'll read a few out next week. Mad takes that make you go wow. Connor S. Mad take. I live in Australia. When Man United visited a couple of years ago in the pre-season, lots of people went to the game because the only soccer team they had ever heard of was Man United. This was before soccer started to become very popular in
Australia in recent years. Every time there was a corner, the crowd, I love this, the crowd would do slow tennis claps, like when a point is being challenged in a game. I also vividly remember a man in front of me yelling after a tackle, "Put him in the sin bin, ref," forgetting that he wasn't watching rugby league. I just like the idea. Why has that never caught on in football? Right, we've got a corner, lads. The old cool running clap.
What? Who? Derby goalkeeper, early 2000s.
Mark Poom.
Played for a couple of them.
Russell Holt.
Just was around.
Carson?
No. Is it Derby?
Patron chat. What you got? Patron chat. What are you saying?
Derby goalkeeper from I think it's mixed race. Or it might be.
Oh, Lee Grant. Lee Grant.
Yeah, imagine it was him. So he's as he went to take to the place kick in the Park Lane behind him was just going. No, it's Russell or something.
Russell Holt.
Maybe. It was just going.
Not mixed race.
Russell. Russell. And when the ball was up the other end, it just keep it going. Russell. Must have got in his head. Never did react.
Yeah. I get scared about the idea that I think in time it's probably quite likely that with like VAR challenges, the slow clap for a challenge might actually turn up.
Yeah.
Just to say that it's interesting. Everyone's playing different amounts on Patreon.
I know.
According to our chat. It's so weird.
I'm really confused. I don't know, guys. I don't know what's going on. Sounds like Sonny's getting a good deal.
Yeah. Right. I mean, it's a great deal for everyone, isn't it, Flav? Let's be honest.
Of course it is. Yeah.
Mailbag every week, every Tuesday. Come and join us. I want to do. I was thinking we could maybe do it on. We could do it on Twitch. We could do it somewhere. We have like a Christmas party. We should have like a Christmas Jaffin party. Play games. Do things like that one evening. Just a thought.
Yeah.
Man compliments. So last week, I can't remember how it came about, but someone said something about someone else, and it was like that was really kind of like careful compliment because you're just trying to, you want to say it, but you're not sure. And actually, I was saying, if you do look great. I did this yesterday in a meeting. Actually, it was quite an important meeting, and the Zoom call came up, and I saw the guy's hair, and I thought, yeah, it looks great today. And I told him that, and I think he appreciated it. Okay, so don't be afraid of that. Man compliments. Finley Zimmerman. So compliment that a man will say to another man, and it's like, look, cool. I'm not coming on to you. I just want you to know that I think that's great. So it's very simple. What a beard. That is a safe one, isn't it? That's probably in safe zone where you go, great beard.
I don't understand. What's the problem? Like, why? What does it matter whether or not you're coming on to him or not?
I can't remember. You said something, though. I think you said something in the podcast last week.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was like, I was like, that's the kind of compliment you make to someone when you're not totally sure if you're allowed to make a compliment to them, but you want to.
Nice beard, nice glasses. Your hair looks really good.
Yeah,
no, is it? Is that too much?
Yeah. I mean, I did it. But...
Nice bulge.
Hey, the tries are looking great.
Yeah.
Maybe too much.
Your trousers are quite tight.
Yeah. Yeah. And then a nervous but enjoyable laugh to yourself. Stephen Devlin. This still gets brought up in conversation every so often till this very day. I was invited to my mate's sister's wedding once, and the next day they had a big barbecue in his garden. We had carried on drinking from the night before, so we were pretty hammered. Apparently, I kept complimenting his other sister's new boyfriend, claiming he had incredible bone structure. I have no idea. He did have a good jawline, probably where it came from. Two areas where I think you are quite safe in sort of... I wanted to say getting a bit gooey over a man, which sounds horrible. But there's one... Well, I've got a mate who used to... There was a guy we would... We were travelling in New Zealand, and there's a thing called it's called Franz Josef. It's like this mountain. We were going up it, and we had this instructor, and he had both a fantastic jawline and great calves. He had really good calves in this sort of with those sort of thick socks and the boot, but you could still see the power of the calf. A bit like the bloke on the porridge oats box. Anyway, Hope couldn't get his head around it. He was just like, I just love his calves. They're just great. Interesting.
I mean, there's the. I mean, we used to have a group. It wasn't a group like a fan club, but we call it Gay for Gosling. We all had like this massive man crush.
Ryan,
Ryan Gosling, mate, what a man. But on the nights out, just to freak other blokes out, right? You start talking to people, and you go get a picture of Ryan Gosling. And go, what do you think of him? And they go, what is Ryan Gosling? Like, fucking fit though. The reaction you get is some people will go, yeah, fucking well nice. Yeah. But most people be like, what's wrong with you? Then you know if you meet a lot of people on the night out, do the old, he's fit, isn't he? What do you think of him? Yeah.
Well, and if they're a bit defensive, you go, I'm going to go get a drink.
Yeah, leave. If they're defensive, you know they're not your kind of people. If they can't look and appreciate a good-looking man for what he is,
absolutely,
without there being any ulterior motive, then they're the problem.
All right. That's Rab Summers said, built like the Quaker. That's a great one. You can say that at a wedding. Go on, look at you. If this one's big, look at you. You're built like the Quaker Oats, man. I think you'd be fine with that. Commentary gripes. We were asking. I was annoyed at the man who does the QPR commentary because he says Johan Barbe's name, Barbe. It's very annoying. You guys have got involved, and once you hear these things, you'll never not hear them. Daniel Ralph, Steve McManaman was always talking about being in the Galacticos and will always compare players to the likes of Zidane, irrespective of their ability. For example, if he is commentating on a Burnley game and a player isn't playing well, he will say, X player needs to grab the game by the scruff of the neck. When I play with Zidane, he would do that in the biggest moments. And I always shout at the TV saying, it's Dale Stevens, Steve. That's not possible. That's fair enough. That's probably why Steve still gets to Champions League games. Sam Burgess, how did Jagielka swindle a bunch of commentators into calling him Jagielka? He's one of the most English blokes. Look at him. He's from a place called Sale. And Shane Black, hey guys, just checking in from Brisbane, Australia. Love the show. Got to see the show late. Spurs 2, Scum 0. So over the term park the bus. Never heard it down at my local club watching the juniors. Now heard it down at my local club watching the juniors. I like that. I bet there are dads now, or mums, who are watching the football, their kids, and being far too tactical with it. Like, you got like a 7-year-old kid and going, Johnny, get your foot. You got to open your body when you receive the ball and pop it about. Probably are people doing that.
My dad never used to do any of that. He'd just go and play, go and enjoy it.
Express yourself. Is that what you're saying? Express yourself.
Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Right. Do you want the badge stuff?
It's up to you. How long will we going? An hour and 15. Probably do it next week.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, I do want to know. I want the commentary badge explained. Yes, because it doesn't make any sense.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure if this will explain it, but we'll see. There's a couple of people have explained the commentary badge, so I just get it up quickly. That's what she said.
It's mad.
Commentary badge, elephant.
And we just walk around accepting this stuff.
I fear that we're going to offend someone at some point with this. But anyway.
How? What do you mean? How would it be?
It's difficult, isn't it? It's difficult to know.
Well, definitely. There's a couple of badges we'll steer clear of, right? Okay. But that one's mad. Why is there a black elephant with a castle on its back standing on a ball? That's a fair question to ask.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we did.
Elephant.
I feel like we've touched on it a little bit already, but we did have a couple of comments on it. So I'll read them out. I can't remember. It was a couple of weeks ago when I put these in.
Go on.
Well, actually, sorry. Finn did say this was from last week's comment saying, "Finn, wagwan my slugs. Just checking in, hoping for some hardcore Coventry City football badge chat." So you're not alone, Flav. So that was the badge. You saw it there. Elliot Cooling. Just letting you guys know that the Coventry badge has an elephant, as that's the city's chartered symbol, and a castle on its back because the city was granted a royal permission to build. The birds were added later as it was one of the worst bombed cities in the war, representing a phoenix rising from the flames.
All right.
The other bird is just grey, showing how dull and irrelevant the place is.
So it is so dull.
He says, could be true, could be false, but it's up to you dirty little slugs to decide. Finn also has a defence of the commentary badge, which if you're not a fan of. it seems. In defence of Coventry's badge, you probably know the story of Lady Godiva, an Earl's wife who rode the streets naked on a horse to protest rising taxation. But you likely do not know the true story.
I didn't know the first one.
Lady Godiva. Lady Godiva, that was in Coventry, wasn't it? She's one of the big names in Coventry. The true story is actually this. She actually rode an elephant shipped in from Africa so everyone could get a good look at her from upstairs windows. This part was covered up after outrage from racists saying the elephants should go back where they came from and that they were stealing jobs from our British horses. Still, the elephant remains a staple of the city's imagery. They have elephants on bollards around the town and there's even a building shaped like an elephant. James, please look up the elephant building in Coventry. It's incredible. In regards to the birds, I would assume the fire one is something to do with the Blitz, but that's just by the by. Now, Flav was wrong in saying they turn the lights off at 7. You said that that's a phrase, they turn the lights off at 7. This used to be the case, but in 2017, they actually had the street lights removed because there's nothing to light up anyway. Coupled with the lack of nightlight.
You're not allowed to laugh at that.
Oh, so.
That's the Midlands.
Yep.
I'm allowed to laugh because I don't have an issue with the Midlands.
Right. Coupled with the lack of nightlife in the city, this has made Coventry the most eco-friendly city on the planet. And as James would say, at least it's better than the Black Country. Have a good one, boys. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what to take from that. It was a comment a few weeks ago. There is an elephant building if you want to search that on Google. The final comment I had here, James Boswell was saying, please have a look at the Roma badge. Would love to hear Flav's thoughts. Do you know about the Roma badge?
No idea.
I did a podcast, quite a few Great Touch podcasts. And
don't tell me. Let me.
I know I will. I'm just going to say that I didn't know the story behind the badge, and I saw the badge, and I was like, what is going on here?
All right, let's have a look.
Hang on. Oh, right,
that's a wolf.
Wait.
Those are babies.
So
sucking the teat of a wolf.
Yep.
How have I never seen this? How have I never noticed this before? What is going on? Why are there babies sucking at the teeth of a wolf? Why? Explain it to me, please.
Let us know in the comments. Give us your reasons. So, for those of you who don't remember, because of the badge, it was a while ago. We want both real stories and fake stories, just to confuse. Let's create rumours here. Why on earth is there a wolf giving milk to 2 babies?
That's exactly what it is. Why was that? What's that got to do with football? What's that got to do with the city of Rome? Surely the rich heritage of Rome would be able to come up with something else than dogs, a wolf feeding 2 tiny babies, and they're not. It looks like them. They're not feeding them. It's like they're not like, come on.
I would say is now. When you see people, so you see a Roma player score a goal and go like that. That's their badge. They'll be like, you'll be going, what does he? Does he suck?
To that?
That's a message to tonight. Tonight I'll be sucking on one of them. Hey,
I love tits. Animal dog tits. I'm a dog tit nonce. All Roma players are dog tit nonces.
Hey, do you love wolf tits? I do.
Yeah, love wolf tits.
We love wolf tits.
All the Roma players.
We are the wolf. We are the wolf. We are the wolf.
Wolf tits. Wolf tits. Love you, wolf tits.
We are the wolf tit lovers. We love wolf tits. Oh, what is this nonsense? Right, speaking of that, it's not nonsense. This is the matters of the heart now. It's time for Birds and That. So, we have an update from Sonny. Wow. Oh, man, that was funny. So, for those of you who can't remember, what are you doing? Why are you still listening, first of all? So, yeah, you can go as well. So the way we left tells them to go away.
Go away. Seriously, go away.
Seriously, leave. Go!
Yeah, if you don't know what this is about, we're not going to explain it. Go away.
Yeah, actually, perfect. I'm not explaining it. Right. Go back to the end of the last couple of podcasts and you will see birds and that. Right. Larry says, first of all, he's responding to last week's Sunny rollover, he liked to call it, because we didn't have an update on the love life of Sunny. He said, just checking in with focus. I might not be able to handle the tension of the Sunny rollover. Is the lack of reply because he has run off into the sunset with the love of his life, or has he been planted into the ground by the tree twat? Or is he just crying his eyes out of post-rejection? And actually, before we get to that one, last week we had AK the producer. This is brilliant. AK the producer, he basically put an analogy. He's in sixth form. He's just gone into this new sixth form. He's tearing it up, and he's chatting with different girls. And there was a girl that he was saying that I can probably do better than her. But so should I stick with her or should I go for this?
She really likes me, but there's a fit one over there. Should I just fuck her up and go to that one, even though she really likes me? Is essentially the crux of his.
Yeah. So it didn't come across great. Let's be honest. But I felt we sort of, as kindly as we could, we highlighted that. Scott Whitnell felt differently, actually. He said, to the absolute Donny at the end, playing the game at the sixth form, smart move. New school, be whatever you want to be, and play the whole field of new girls who all know who you are, but you don't know them. Smash as many birds as you can, because eventually it's going to dry up from a recently married guy.
So, first off, he's not a Donny. He is a Donny if everybody knows what's going on. But that's the problem is what you haven't you failed to recognise here, mate. Is his name Scott?
Yeah. Is
the fact that she doesn't know. He's leading her along. So if he would be a proper Donny if he said, "Do you know what? Look, I'm just here to bang. All right, you can get on or get off or leave me alone, whatever." That's not what he's doing. He's putting his little tentacles out there and seeing what sticks.
Right. AK the producer, to be fair to him, he said, I read it back. I sounded like a douchebag. I really do like the girl I'm talking to. More than she likes me, to be honest. I was he's really backtracked. This is brilliant. Like sentence after sentence, just backtracking. I read it back. I sound like a douchebag. I really do like the girl I'm talking to more than she likes me, to be honest. Full stop. I was over-exaggerated. Full stop. I didn't mean it how I said it. Full stop. I sent the spoon pic on Twitter if you want to rip into me. So we did say... Oh, we don't rip into you, yeah. And actually, the comments underneath, I gave him a little love heart. Scottish Gunnar said, "Composure, lad. You are moving like Santiago at Newcastle on the film Goal before the manager told him to pass. You've learned your lesson. Now take you and this missus to Real Madrid, son. Make the Jaffin listeners proud. We expect an update." And then AK the producer said, "I'll try and do you all proud." Lovely stuff. And AK the producer, we can meet him now. Here he is with his spoon. Yeah. AK the producer, my guy, who makes Afro swing beats apparently. So I'd love to hear them. Let us know. Give him a follow. I like his face. Didn't smile. He's disappointed with himself there in that picture. He's like, "I'm sorry. Here's a spoon."
In what world? In what part of the internet are people sending them?
So proud of this. So proud of this.
It is. It's the best thing in the world. We're not going to rip into you. I wouldn't rip into anyone else. I just want you to treat people right. Clearly you are, mate.
Yeah. Now, you're clearly a good egg. Now we've resolved this. Can we get another picture of you smiling with a spoon? Because I don't want to end it on this. I don't want this to be the sad face to be the face that I'm seeing. I want to know you as a smiling AK the producer. Send us some swing beat, Afro swing beats as well. Because music producers, that's pretty cool, isn't it? And
if we could play out. Can you play music? You could play out the end of the pod.
Yeah, exactly. So let's and give us an update as well. Right. So here we go. We have the situation with Sonny. And here it comes. Don't read this, Flav. I'm going to read it to you. Right.
All right.
So we'll remember, it was last time we spoke about this. He had Friday night party. He had a real chance. He was going to try and take down the tree and utilise his cringeworthy bio description, where he said, "Second home to the gym."
What a wanker.
Firstly, boys, sorry for how long it is and I've just got to say outright, I'm not proud of my actions in the following events. Great start. Great start in terms of setting the narrative. Sonny, you're a great writer. What on earth has he done? Bum, bum, bum. What's he done? Friday rolled around. After watching the pod, I was hyped. I was ready. Got the drinks in, got the beard sharp, and I was primed for action. Again, in a non-creepy way. I had a plan of action. It was time to be straight and stop all the second guessing and not knowing. With a bit of Dutch courage, I was going to simply tell her I liked her, and ask her if I had a chance. The boys weren't able to come with, as they didn't know the person whose birthday party as well. So I felt I was on away territory. I had to turn on the charm offensive. I didn't want to be the first there, so I had a few bevs with a bit of FIFA with my flatmates first, and around 10, got a message from the girl saying, "Where you at?" "Hello. Time to move," he said. Finished my FIFA game. First things first. Well, no, let me finish this. Finished my FIFA game. Shot of Sambuca and stumbled over to the party. A couple of words here hinting at what is to come. Would you agree, Flav? Stumbled. Yes. Dutch courage. Minor. Oh, hang on. Enter the kitchen to speakers blasting, but couldn't see her. She had gone to get more drinks. Minor setback. God, he really is nervous, isn't he? He's coming. He's like, where is she? No, she's getting drinks. That's a minor setback. He was hit by that. Time to turn on the charm. Seeing as most of the people there were her friends, floated around the room. This time keeping an eye out for her return. Spoke to her flatmate mostly. Let's call her the friend. She came back and the plan moved into action. Wasn't going to go straight into Jurgen Klopp style press from minute 1. The plan was to go the Nuno Santo route. Go for it second half when legs are tired and the party dies down a bit and people are leaving. Pull her for a chat then. Until then, I just planned on being my usual charming self. After a few games of Ring of Fire, we were all pretty fucked, and the kitchen turned into a cramped club with blasting tunes filled with coronavirus. That was me, I did it. And this is where things took a turn. The girl I liked, me and the friend, had been chatting and having a good laugh together most of the night. And with everyone dancing, I accidentally spilt my drink on this lad and his girlfriend. Honest mistake. Could happen to anyone. Before I could even apologise to the boyfriend, the boyfriend had shoved me full force to the floor. Now, I'm not really violent. I'm the most docile guy you'll ever meet. But whatever it was, the drink, the embarrassment of the inner Brummie in me, I was fucking fuming. And what I did next, I wasn't proud of. I got up, saw red, and swung. The boyfriend stumbled back, the girlfriend screamed, and people then came and broke it up. The boyfriend happened to be a good friend of the girl I liked. So she took him and his girlfriend out the kitchen into her room. Brackets, by the way, he was fine, had a little bruise under his eye, nothing major. I went back with the friend to her room to stop any further beef. That's mistake 1. Okay, so girly likes has gone with the fella who's got hit and the girlfriend to one room. He's gone to calm down with the friend of the girl he likes. That's mistake 1. Mistake 2 came next. Sat in the friend's room, cleaning myself off as I'd spilt my drink on the way down. You can probably see where this is going. The friend was good looking. I'd always thought that, but never really was into her like that. But as I sat on her bed and she helped me dry off, one thing led to another and we started kissing. Probably for like 2 to 3 minutes before a knock on the door. Whether it would have gone any further, who knows? I rejoined the party with a friend, but after 10 to 15 minutes, I could tell things were awkward. The girl I liked was still helping her mate, who I punched, and didn't seem overly keen to want to talk to me. So I just called it a night. It was like 3 by this point. I felt like Zidane in the World Cup final. My chance to shine and show what I'm about, and instead gets into a scrap. I'd swung, even if he deserved it, and there was hardly any power in it because I'm a stick man. But I'd still swung for her friend, and then, even if it was briefly, kissed her flatmate. 3 days on, we hadn't talked. We hadn't talked. It was defo on an awkward vibe. She sent me a message yesterday and she isn't bothered about the kiss. Me and the friend agreed it was a drunken thing. Neither of us are really into each other like that. But fuming, I swung for her friend and has been frosty between us ever since. Not my finest hour at all. To make it worse, the tree with arms has appeared a load on her stories, Instagram stories, since. So I've probably pushed her even more into his brick shit house arms. Let you down, boys. Was I wrong for swinging? Personally, I'd do it again. He started it, in my eyes. For now, though, I think the friend zone is where I'm going to stay by the looks of it. The end. What a shame.
Are you wrong for punching it? Look, I mean, violence is never the answer, but you were provoked. You reacted. So it's not the end of the world. But you said she wasn't bothered about the kiss. So that would suggest that she does think about you in that way to some degree. Because why would she even mention I'm not bothered about the kiss. Everyone admitted it was just a drunken thing. So she acknowledges.
Hang on a minute.
So I would say that it isn't over and done with. But Sonny,
do you want to chat? Sonny's in the chat right now. Do you want to pop into the Discord? Don't have to if you don't want to.
Oh, this is the live pod. Are you sure he wants to do it? All right.
I'm just saying. It's there.
Out on the channel.
This will go out. This is definitely going out. If you don't want to, you can just chat via the chat. But it's interesting.
I think though, Sonny, it's. I think that you need to just move on, and that's not to say that this won't be revisited down the line. I think it will, and I think you'll end up bagging the girl.
Oh, he'll bag.
But right now, stop pushing. I think just find some women to have fun with, so that they can have fun, you can have fun, everyone has fun. And the more you do that, the more she'll see you like a sexual thing, and you'll get there in the end. But now is it time to take a step back? I think. You don't want to be, Yeah, you don't
want to be clingy or whatever.
If you push it too hard, then it can come across like as weird. And the other thing is, if ultimately, generally, a girl says no, there's this idea that you got to keep pushing, keep going until she says yes. If the girl says no, then it's a no.
Yeah.
You drop it.
I agree. Because even if it's not a complete no, it's certainly a no for now. So back up. I'd focus on I'm sure you like her, so you want to still be friends with her at least. So maybe kind of just concentrate on getting that back on track, and then come back and we'll look at this again in a few weeks maybe. I don't know. What was I going to say? That I don't think Sonny can get into the Discord. He doesn't know how to do it. He would, but he doesn't know how, which is okay. So he's not going to pop in there. But what was it you said? I think you said Flav got it bang on. You're on the bench for the foreseeable, something along that.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, reckon cooling off. There you go, Sonny. Reckon cooling off period during Christmas and see what the new year brings. I agree, mate. I agree. Should you have punched him? Probably not. But things happen. No, exactly. So there you have it. Not the ending we wanted, but you now have a story where have you ever had a proper fight, Sonny? Yeah, I've had a proper fight. You've done that now. Well done. There you go. Right.
One thing to check off, isn't it?
One thing to check off, yeah. So anyone needs some birds in that relationship advice, let us know in the comments. We'll turn our hand and live through you. Anything else to say, Flav, before we go? Or anything patrons want to say before we go?
Paolo Rossi died.
Yep.
I don't really know. Never saw him play.
Yeah, I mean, goal scorer.
Good goal scorer.
Had a great,
he won the Ballon d'Or. Won the Ballon d'Or, I know that. Yeah.
Cool.
Do you get caught up in like public waves of sympathy for famous people who pass away?
No, I need to care. Like so Peter Alice passed away, who's the golf commentator, and I was really gutted by that. And actually, I watched the Masters, and he commentated on a few weeks ago, and his voice wasn't the same because he was obviously wasn't well. And I remember seeing that and thinking, oh, someone who's so sort of like effervescent. I was like, and I've heard every big golfing moment I've watched, I've had him with me, and as someone who wants to do that, like I want to be a part of that. That's always been the big thing. Is like, for me, it's just about missing out. I don't want to miss out. I want to be at the World Cup. I want to be at these things. Like, for him to have had that life, it was almost like I tweeted something because I wanted to say, like, wow, what a legacy. Congratulations on an amazing life. Like, so I did. If I care, I need to care about it. I don't need to talk about Rossi. I don't know.
It's the same thing, like Maradona stuff. It didn't impact me. I did it. I talked to you about it because you wanted to, but I didn't get it. I don't get it. I don't know him. I'm
fascinated by him. That's what. It was more that.
But same with Muhammad Ali. Like, he was great, but like, it's like, if I'm being really honest, nothing. I didn't feel anything.
Yeah.
Anyway,
okay.
Anyway,
yeah. Look, a bit of actual chat at the end there. Right, guys. Thank you very much.
Sorry, Jim. If you want more of that, we have a podcast called The Mailbag behind Patreon where we talk about everything but, well, actually there is football in there, but
not a lot.
So,
not a lot. It does. Yeah, it gets quite deep on there as well. Actually, we seem to reveal a lot. Anyway, right. Have a cracking weekend, guys, and we will see you next week. Bye bye.
Good.
Hit subscribe.